with my friend Erin in front of the McGarty Dam on the Wissahickon Creek. We like to fly fish. We've been fishing over the years, many years. So today we're here to talk a little bit about fly fishing in the Wissahickon Creek.
Hi there, I'm Erin Mooney, and I've been fishing over 25 years. The Wissahickon is my home water, just 5 minutes from my house. We're here at McGarty Dam. Judith Holder and I have been fishing buddies for over 25 years, and we're going to talk today about fishing both for trout, bass, panfish, and we're going to tell you a little bit about what you need to do to get out on the water. Each year, the Wissahickon Creek is stocked with fish from the Pennsylvania Fish and Boat Commission. This year, rainbows and brown trout will be stocked at 4 different times throughout the spring: March, April, and twice in May. And this stream will be stocked in several different locations, and those fish will be available to catch during the spring after opening day on Saturday, April 3rd. You must have a fishing license. Go online to the Fish and Boat Commission in Pennsylvania and purchase an adult license with a trout stamp so that you're legally able to fish the Wissahickon. So when you fish the Wissahickon, you don't need a big rod. A lot of people use spinning rods. We're going to be using fly rods today. Mine's a 5-weight, a little bigger than Judith's. It can catch trout, panfish, bass. It's a good all-around size rod. You're not going to hook into a huge fish in the Wissahickon that you need a bigger rod for. So in fly casting and fly fishing, you have a rod. It's either a 2 or a 4-piece rod. It tells you that information on the rod. So this is a 4-piece rod. This is 9 feet long. And this is the fly line. The colored part is the fly line. And the clear line, which goes to your fly and is about 8 to 10 feet long, is called the tippet. You don't have to spend a lot of money in fly fishing. A lot of people see it as an elite sport. It's really not. You can get out onto the stream with just a couple of $100 of investment and get waders, an entry-level rod and reel to get you catching fish.
So if we want to be safe in the water, waders are good. If you're wearing waders, you need a good tight belt that cinches around. In the event that you fall in, the reason for a good tight belt is that that's going to keep the water from rushing into your waders and pulling you under.
I mean, Judith, a lot of people think the Wissahickon is not that deep. It looks safe. It's not like the Schuylkill. It's not a big river. But both of us have had instances where we've fallen in streams that are really quite shallow, and it's not very safe, right?
Yeah, you can be swept right down current. So.
And not only can you injure yourself, potential drowning risk, but you also lose all your gear. So it just takes 5 minutes to put on the right clothes, the right footwear, so you're safe. When you're fishing the Wissahickon, you want to make sure you have an assortment of flies. Depending on the day, the time of year, the current, what the fish are eating, you want to be able to give them what they want. This is an all-around excellent fly for catching fish in the Wissahickon. It's called the Green Weenie. It's not very sophisticated, but it catches fish. So this is chartreuse chenille wrapped around a hook, and it looks like an emerging larva. Also down here we've got a caddisfly, and there are lots of caddis larvae if you flip over rocks in the Wissahickon. So this is made of elk hair and or maybe deer hair, and it's got a little chenille on it. That's an excellent dry fly for the top of the water. If you're catching big bass when it's warm and it's summer, you might want to go for a popper on top of the water. And this is a foam kind of fly that will just pop on top of the water. We've got lots of different nymphs here. Here's a caddisfly nymph. We've got a prince nymph. So when you go to your local fly shop, get a large assortment, because you're going to lose some of these flies on the first few tries, and you want to have enough in your box to do the trick. This is a fly I've had success with in the Wissahickon. It's just called a scud. And it's simply just some chenille wrapped around a hook with some crystal flash in there for shine. Make sure you get an assortment of flies. They cost around $2 a piece. You can get them at a fly shop. Send away for them. You know, there's tons of flies available on the internet, but make sure you look at what the bugs are in the river that you're fishing. That's key.
The fish, trout anyway, will be in the seam of the water. They might also be hovering right up by that rock, all along those rocks on the deep side over there. And when you're casting, you want your fly, even if it's a fly under the water or a fly on top of the water, the dry fly, you want it to go right along the same speed as the flow of those bubbles of the current. Also, right next to the main flow of the current is a good place where fish will hang out. They get tired of being in the main current, even though a main current carries the food to them. They'll also be right beside a main current, so that's a good place to look for them too.
When you're casting, it's a 4-part process. It looks complicated, but it's really not. Think of it as a dance step, where at first it feels overwhelming, but you just put it together and you make it look gorgeous. The first thing, you're gonna pick up your rod, pick it up, then you're gonna do a back cast, and you're gonna bring your rod and stop it about your ear. Keep your elbow tucked in, and that's the back cast. And then you're going to move forward with the forward cast, and then bring it down the presentation. So, pick up, back cast, forward cast, presentation. Practice in your yard. Use paper plates as targets. Practice with a piece of yarn so you don't have a hook on your fly line and you won't hook it in your face. Always have sunglasses on. Put them on before you put a hook on your line. You don't want to have a hook in your eye on your first fly casting expedition. Casting is not going to be perfect the first time you do it. Some people, when they take lessons with me, they say, well, I'm really bad at this. You're not really bad at it, you're just learning. So be easy with yourself. Watch videos, practice, get a fly rod, take it out, see how it feels, feel the action. And learning happens 5, 10, 15, 20 years after you've started this sport. So there's always learning to be done. If you can catch a fish, it's great. Nobody cares about your casting. You may not realize it, but the Wissahickon is a 22-mile long creek. It is an urban waterway, which means that it suffers from all of the problems that urban waters do. It's really important that we all do our part to keep the Wissahickon clean. Get a rain barrel in your backyard. Prevent that water from running into the roadway and eventually into the Wissahickon. Clean up after your dog. That dog waste gets watered down and ends up in the Wissahickon. Pick up trash when you're out for a walk. Today, on a beautiful day, I'm standing at McGargy Dam. There's a lot of debris in the water. Bring a bag with you. Clean it up. We all need to do our part to keep the Wissahickon a beautiful place for us and for the fish.